Greetings all, and welcome back to Globbits gaming channel. I've got some more World of Tanks for you. What this video's going to be all about is a bit of a review slash look at this thing, the T29. My main aim in this video is to talk about it in garage. Okay, I'll have a look at it. We'll have a look at it through the armor viewer on What Viewer, and I'll show you some gameplay and basically do a review style type thing for you. Now, what do you need to know about the T29? It's the first tank in the American tank line that is what I like to call a hull-down behemoth. Okay, it's the first of the American tanks that really gets a very, very strong turret. Now, it's tier 7. Alright, so it's tier 7, and me personally, my personal opinion, it is the strongest tier 7 heavy in the right circumstances. You get this thing hull down. Okay, hull down, and you are top tier. You will struggle to remove it from its position without either overwhelming force or artillery. They're very, very difficult to move in the hands of a skilled player. So it's got 1250 hit points, which is a healthy amount of hit points for a tier 7. It means you can absorb a couple of decent shots before you really need to start thinking about problems. You'll have to start behaving yourself. It weighs 66 tons. Now that is quite heavy. Ramming is an option. At tier 7 there aren't that many tanks that are as heavy as a T29. Obviously, Germans aside. So let's say you want to ram, I don't know, let's look at the thing it will get up against. Let's say you want to ram a Cromwell. Yeah, more than happy to ram a medium. What other tier 7 heavies-ish have we got? Let's have a look. SU-152, yeah, you quite happily ram an SU-152. It's pushed around by an 800 horsepower engine, giving it a speed limit of 35 kph, which is adequate. It's reasonably mobile. The hull traverse speed is 25 degrees a second, which isn't too shabby. It's not too bad at all. It can feel a little sluggish going uphill, but downhill and on the flat, it's adequate. Hull armour, 102 at the front, 76 at the sides, 51 at the rear. We'll have a look at that at the different locations in the armour viewer. It's the turret though where things start getting interesting. 279mm of frontal turret armour. Right. Yeah. It has got weak points on the turret. We'll look at that at the tank viewer, but it's the turret that dictates how you play this vehicle. It is an absolute hull down monster. Alright, we'll come on to that later. The gun, it's the 105mm T5E1. Alright, 5.26 rounds a minute. Means a reload every 8 seconds or so. With 198mm of average penetration on average. Okay, with its standard AP rounds. Now that is better than an IS. For me, its penetration is better than an IS. Okay. IS guns, the 122mm guns on the Russians, have only got 175mm penetration. One thing it does lose out to the IS. Let's just bring up the IS's gun. Hang on a minute, let me try and find it. So where we got Russians, IS. There we go. Okay, 2 guns then. Calibers. IS's gun fires less often. Okay. And it's got less penetration. It's got more alpha damage though. The T29's gun is more accurate. Okay, this is 0.42 for those of you who don't know, is the accuracy dispersion in meters at 100 meters. Okay, so if you aim at a central point, you'll get somewhere within 0.46 meters or 0.42 meters on average. Now, exponentially increasing with the more range. Accuracy. Aiming time 2.3 as opposed to 3.4. Me personally, this tank, the T29, gets a better gun than the the IS. When it comes to guns, I'm moving away from the opinion that alpha damage is everything. What I mean by alpha damage is the raw damage it actually inflicts. All I want from a gun is accuracy, good aiming time, good penetration, and gun depression. And that's another thing you don't see on tanks in the game. You don't see the amount of gun depression that they can have. What we mean by gun depression is the ability to point the barrel down. Okay, and these tanks have fantastic gun depression. I can't remember the exact degrees, but it's a good amount of gun depression. This gun at tier 7 is above average. The only problem is it's also the gun that you get on the next tier tank, the T32, and when it gets to tier 8 it starts to become a little bit mediocre, but at tier 7 it's more than adequate for your needs. Okay, so that's the gun. Turret traverse 26 degrees a second. Yeah, you combine it with the hull traverse, you can avoid being circle strafed by some scouts and mediums, but if you're alone and you get picked on by a skilled scout or medium tank player, you could be in trouble. I can circle these in my Cromwell, if I'm being clever. It's got a pretty half decent view range of 380. In fact, that's pretty good actually. That's a very good view range for tier 7, and the signal range is 745 meters. So overall, on paper, it's not that bad looking tank. The only weakness for me in the whole thing is the hull armor. It's a nice all-rounder and it ticks all the boxes for me. This was my first proper heavy tank, and to be honest with you, I will never ever sell this thing. Basically, the first reason I bought it, or the first reason I wanted to get it, is because I like the ears. These boxes on the side of the turret, it looks like the tank's got ears, and I thought it was really cool, so I thought, you know what, I'll go get it. But since then it's actually dictated how I actually play. Well, the tanks, I use a lot of hull down vehicles, Hellcats, M103s, T29s, T34s, you know, things like that. I like my hull down patterns, T69s, you know, Cromwells, Comets. They've all got really good gun depression. It's sort of my kind of play style. It fits in really well. So what we're going to do now, we're going to nip over to the armor viewer and have a look at where these stats actually matter, because it says 279mm of armor at the turret front, but that's not the whole of the turret. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll have a look at the armor viewer and I'll go through it and explain to you. Alright guys, looks like we're going to have a change of plan. It appears that my world tank viewer is busted. You can see through the frickin' tank, which unfortunately will knacker up the looking at it from the armor perspective. Yeah. Gives a clue, guys. Any ideas? I'm not 100% sure what I've done wrong here. It must be something I've done. Any experiences with it? Any problems? Anybody know anything? I don't know. Okay, so scrap that idea. Let's go back to the garage and I'll talk through it the old-fashioned. Alright, let's get back to it the old-fashioned way then. Let me try and zoom in slightly. Right then, let's talk about the armour. Hull armour. The front, the upper glacis here is 102mm thick. The lower glacis, this bit here, is very, very small. Not an ideal target to be hitting. Basically, in this tank though, 100mm at tier 7. Think about the guns that are going to be shooting at you. 100mm is not a great deal. It is sloped back to a certain degree, but you don't want to be getting shot in the hull. The machine gun ports are weak point in these two hatches here, on either side of the turret, are weak points. If you do get stuck out in the open, angling probably this sort of degree, for me about 30 degrees would probably increase your chance of bouncing a shot, but don't rely on it. 76mm at the side of the hull, obviously the tracks there will absorb some of the impact, and then 51mm at the rear. Alright, if somebody gets behind you, you're screwed no matter what tank you're in, unless it's something like a KV4 and an STI or something, or ST1 or something like that. Yeah, you are basically screwed. From the top, thinking about artillery now, this big old engine bay here, artillery wreck these tanks, and well, they wreck most tanks, but they especially like shooting at American tanks. Alright then, so let's carry on. From the turret then, so you're going to have this beast hull down as best you can. So, hitboxes. These ears here are what they call no hitbox zones. Okay, if you're firing at a T29, do not shoot at these ears. You will not do any damage. You will penetrate every time. It will say penetration. Alright, but you will not get any damage. You can sit and shoot the ears of a T29 all day. So, if you're facing this thing hull down then, if that's the vision you've got and you can't see the hull, where do you think you can shoot? Well, one place you don't shoot is the gun mantlet. this big thick block of metal in front of the turret. The frontal armour of the turret here is 279mm thick. It's also got the same again in spaced armour. Okay, very, very, very rarely, unless you are shooting stupidly high-powered guns, are you going to penetrate the gun mantlet. Alright, so don't bother. Options for you then, if you're facing this thing. If you can see the turret ring here, shoot there, or this triangle-shaped piece here. I've had quite a few shots, and on some of the gameplay this is a prominent place where you can get through. Or the best place to aim for is that big old hatch at the top. Okay, that's your weak point of a hull down T29. Okay, your hatch and this piece here. The turret from the sides, okay, T29 drivers, you need to protect your sides and your rear of your turret because they're very flat. Okay, the angles of the cheeks of the turret, okay, are nicely angled, but the flat sides and rear, yeah, are going to create massive problems for you if you get smacked in the side of the turret. Do not shoot here though. If you're shooting at it, hit this bit, or even better, this bit at the back. If you shoot the bit at the back here, that's where the commander sits. Okay. And if you shoot these hatches here at the side, you're going to get a gunner strike. Okay. So there's good options for you for the turret. Basically, if this thing's hull down, you've got serious problems. My basic fit then, what I go for, standard issue consumables. Okay, I've gone for enhanced gun lane drive to increase the aim time, large caliber tank gun rammer, and vents. Yeah, other options you could possibly think of, vert stab. Okay, you could probably go for a vertical stabilizer. I would advise you to do that. The only reason I haven't is because I don't play this tank that very much anymore. I did have a vert stab on it, but I bunged it on my M103 and basically replaced it with an enhanced gun lane drive. To be honest with you, if you're thinking of playing this tank seriously, vert stab instead of the enhanced gun lane drive. But I'm a skinflint when it comes to this vehicle. I don't play it that much anymore. I've upgraded to bigger and better things. Wet ammo rack, I don't really have issues with getting ammo racked. Spore liner, coated optics, I don't know. That's my personal choice. Improve vents, large caliber tank gun rammer, and gun lane drive. Possibly replace a gun lane drive with a vert stab. I'll probably end up doing that next time the equipment's half price, if I remember. Crew skills then. I went for 6th Sense for starters on my commander, and then repairs. Snapshot on my gunner, which I will be retraining to Deadeye. Yeah, I'll retrain that one when he gets to 100% on his second skill. Clutch braking and off-road driving for my driver to make it more manoeuvrable. Situational awareness for the radio op. Increased view range. Repairs firefighting. One of those loaders is going to be changed over to a safe stowage loader eventually. But repairs for this thing are massively important. You don't want to be stuck outside in the open with your tracks blown off. So repairing the tank as quickly as possible and getting it back on the move is vital. Right then, so what we're going to do now, nip into some gameplay now. This is a bit of an admission. None of the games we're going to show you are mine. They're all subscriber ones, and this is what spurred me on to do this review. Because lots of you sent T29s in, and T29 reviews, oh yeah, Globbs, this tank's broken. Yeah, it follows on a theme. Okay, the T29 is the first of the hull down powerhouses. Okay, I personally went up the medium route, but you can go the heavy line. I would advise anybody who's new to the game going for the T29, go through the M6. Okay, simple reason is if you go through the jumbo, the only gun you're going to have unlocked is that one. Okay, if you go through the M6, okay, you're going to unlock this 90mm. Okay, which you'll see here, available on the T29. Okay, and available on the T29. Now, what you don't want to do, okay, is get to your T29 and have to do the grind with that. You want to start the grind off with the 90mm. Okay, you start off from here. Now, when you first get the tank then, okay, you'll have the stock turret, get the 90mm fitted straight away, okay, and any other modules that you can fit. You might need to get the tracks first, I can't remember. Alright, get this 105 as soon as you can, then go for the turret. Okay, get the 105 first, because the stock turret, it's got exactly the same armor values as the upgraded one. The only thing you lose is view range, okay, which you can alter with another one. You can put coated optics on it if you want to. Alright, so get that gun first and then sort out the rest of the modules. Alright, things like this, okay, your engines and all that kind of good stuff can wait. Alright, get yourself the gun first and then work with the rest of your modules from there. Okay, so right, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go to the gameplay. Alright, 3 games for you. Let's have a look, see what you think. Showcasing the T29. Okay then, first one up then. License to Troll. Okay, from BTTF. He's in his T29 and he's got himself into a 31% chance to win battle on port. Now I personally hate the port map, and the artillery has already realised straight away, oh my god, bot team. Simple reason is there's lots of players on this team with really low efficiency. Time
to roll out.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay, so license to Troll then. I've had a few replays from this guy. A reasonably good player. Okay, he seems to know his tanks, seems to know his stuff. Alright, so let's see where he goes. Personally, I really dislike the port map. In a hull down tank, okay, I think he's going to go to like the D1, D2 area, the usual place for heavy tanks. Now, if there's ever a map where there is a usual place where tanks go, I tend to dislike it. The map kind of dictates where the battles end up, and I find that quite monotonous sometimes. Oh yeah, you must go to D1, D2, C1 if you're in a heavy tank on port. That's garbage. I hate that. That's just a personal thing. So he's making his way over. He's in the open, but it's not a massive problem at this stage. Alright. He's got the zoom out mod as well, which I'm going to have to get myself. Now, this is one thing when I was on the actual watching the replay, I was quite surprised he actually did. I've normally advised never to go up on this bridge, but the reason I wanted to show you this replay was Troll seems to make it work. He's not going too far up just yet. That VK is in the wrong place. Now it means he can get shots on these guys. Now let's just pause it just there, okay, and zoom out. Now that is not a hull down position. The gun depression is pretty good. He can point his gun down, but that's not hull down. If these guys over here realise what he's doing, yeah, they're going to start absolutely smashing him. Alright, but the thing is, guys, with a tactic, if it works, it's not wrong. You know, and he just seems to make this work. So see if we can put some pressure on this 3002D. So he's got incoming fire. Yeah, the other tank's missing, but he's using that hill as cover, which is advantageous. It's handy that hill's actually there. He's aiming. Yeah, accuracy's not too bad. Manages to crit no damage to that scout. Getting the reload on the go, and he's requesting fire as well. Guys, this is a good thing. Request fire. It makes them flash up on the map. It might get the people that you're fighting with actually get their asses into gear and actually shoot what you're aiming at. So he's going to progress up to the top of the bridge. Now, this is playing with fire. It really is. It really is playing with fire. Shots on the 4502 Alpha. No, Panzer. Oh, there we go. Beautiful. Happy days. Good solid shots. Now, like I said, the Russian guns have got a higher alpha damage with this than this cannon, but 300 damage at tier 7, it's a reasonable amount considering the rate of fire. You know, you get an increased rate of fire, slightly less alpha, but you get higher accuracy, higher, smaller aiming time. You know, it can work out to your favor. And it's more than happy if doing 350 damage to an IS. You know, that point proven. Side of an IS, it can hold its own. You know, it's not a bad gun. The drop in alpha is not that much of an issue. But that IS-3 over there needs some serious help. That IS-3 there is getting his ass handed to him. KV-4s. You've got to aim for your weak points on KV-4s. Now, he took a lucky bounce there. 2 lucky bounces. 1 in the hull, 1 in the turret. You know, right, let's just take a look at that. Alright, where did he get hit? Side of his turret, side of the gun mantlet, and the other one, tracks probably absorbed it. He's probably he's getting shot by a Panzer 4S, which hasn't got a fantastic amount of penetration anyway, and obviously at that distance it proved to be a problem.
Armor is hit.
However, not a problem shooting back at him. Okay then, so one thing you will notice, the keen-eyed ones amongst you, Trolley's on his own. It's just him up here. Now this would be the perfect opportunity to drop on that IS-3. I'd just reverse off there and just drop on top of him personally. That would have been absolutely awesome. I was actually cheering him on to do it. Look at the artillery shot. Okay, managed to track the IS-3. We're definitely going to reload before him. So pick your spot. That's it. Unfortunately, missed. Damn it. A couple of seconds short of the reload. Now, I do not know for the life of me what the hell this KV-4 was thinking. Where's he shooting him? Where is he shooting him? In the gun mantlet. Yeah, that ain't gonna work, KV-4. That ain't gonna work, bro. You ain't gonna kill a T29 like that. With a powerhouse tank like a KV-4, angle your armour, bro. Seriously. He's giving him side shots. Perfect. Perfect aiming from Troll. Perfect aiming. Aim at the weak points there. This KV-4 just needs to turn his armour at 30 odd degrees and Troll's going to have massive impact. But if your enemy's just going to frickin' sit there, then take advantage of it again. Shooting him in the turret. Yeah, that shit ain't going to ride. That ain't going to work. You ain't going to do that, bro. You're going to be shooting at things all day. And he got a good piece of help from the Ferdinand there, sat at the back doing what tank destroyers should do. Okay, so far not going too bad. We're 6-5 up. The strong, and he even thanks the Ferdinand, which is fantastic. Strong players on the team are still alive. So go back to the original position. And Artie's like, me too, I helped you as well. Put shots into the Indenpanzer. Now he's one of the better players on the enemy team, the Indenpanzer. Can we finish off the K1S? Can we finish him off? Oh, reload robs us again. But is he going to back up? Fantastic. Boom. Executed. Yeah, their Indenpanzer's one of the better players on their team. It's a good shot into him earlier. The Schmaltem, Panzer IV Schmaltem there. Ooh, no. Okay. Scout. Worthy fine blind. Yeah, it can be sometimes. But let's just have a look-see at the mapage. Down here, problems. Okay, the right-hand flank as we look at the map seems to have fallen. Or not fallen, but it's about to. Now the VK2801 gets the spots on the M6 and the SU-152 and takes him out. 2801 managed to take out an M6. The M6 was still on low health. Good shot there into the Schmaltem. And the VK2801's now dancing around the SU-152. Let's just bring you particular attention at the moment, okay? Let's just have a look at this. Look at this. Panzer 38 NA. Sat next to the artillery doing absolutely sod all. Should be scouting. And there's a scout in our, not our home territory, but he's broken through, spotting this tank destroyer and goes and pumps this tank destroyer. And the Panzer 38 NA just sitting there. So, Troll decides now might be a good time to go back. After we've had a look to see if we can shoot that artillery piece. Nope. The 152's managed to kill the 2801, but there's been a breakthrough. The Nashorn, the Tiger, and the Jägerpanther are advancing on a base. So Troll retreats, comes back, thinks, Christ almighty, and this is where everything starts to go horribly wrong. Okay, he's realised that that Indenpanzer is behind him has just taken out the 30. Problem is now, Troll doesn't really feel that he can reverse and go back successfully with his arse open, but he realises he's got to go back. He's got to go back because the enemy's capping and all there is a T28. Apologies, he didn't kill the 30. What is that? Oh, the 3601, sorry. He didn't kill the 30, he killed 3601. So already the Jägerpanther and the Tiger 1. Well, we're screwed now. There's 2 or 3 of us left. Artillery's about to die. What to do? Now, city fighting's not a T29 strong point. And now he's getting shot in the ass. It's all going horribly, horribly wrong. Unfortunately, it was a low roll there on the Jägerpanther. Could have done without killing him, really. So it's down to the wire. There's 2 of them left. Ferdinand. Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, no. Accuracy lets us down, but Ferdinand managed to finish off the Tiger. but unfortunately I think the Jagdpanther's going to get the drop on the 30, and he does, unfortunately. And they're just waiting for him. Yeah, they're just waiting for him. Possibly would have got my tracks up a little bit quicker than that, but they just retrack him again. And now he's absolutely screwed. He's got 2 tank destroyers bopping out in front of him. If he shoots one, the other one's going to kill him. Unfortunately, that's all she wrote. Yeah. You can't win them all. Alright, what we will do is we'll have a look at some post-game stats. Okay, post-game stats coming up. Alright, okay then. Unfortunately, that was a defeat. Seems a bit daft to be putting up a defeat on a review ping, but I think that did actually emphasise what the T29 can actually do. It was a tier 8 game, there were tier 8 tanks in there, and look at the damage he did. 4,629 damage. It was enough for 1,900 experience, okay, and 66,000 credits. That's not a bad effort, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, look at the amount of damage he did to an enemy team. Yeah, the different damages and all this kind of stuff. Team score, he was way ahead of his team. Okay, he scored more experience than the enemy team that won. There's no one on the enemy team that scored anywhere near the kind of experience that he did. Okay, the reason why they lost this game is the bottom 5. Right, 5 of the friendly tanks did nothing. Right, unfortunately, you can't always pick up the slack. Alright, it's one of those things. But this is a tier 8 game, and that's a tier 7 tank. Okay, and it can cause that kind of carnage. Yeah, absorbed a hell of a lot of damage, 3,360 damage, did 4,600 in return. Alright, a pretty good effort as far as I'm concerned. Alright, so I thought that was worthy of putting in there. One thing I will say, Troll, get your crew skills trained up, bro. Yeah, crew skills. I don't know if you've just like got them to 100% or just bought them or whatever, but get the crew skills going. Okay, right then, on to the next game. Okay, right, I don't think it'd be fair to good old Trolley to let his only thing on this replay, on this video, to actually be a defeat. So let's give him the benefit of the doubt and give him one more crack of the whip, shall we? Okay, so he's on Prokhorovka, and he's T29 again, standard battle, and he looks like he's going to the hill, which is a wise choice. Alright, wise choice for a T29 to go to the hill, because these things absolutely excel at hill fighting. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to skip forward, okay, a little bit. Okay, we don't want to see a slow tank just scuttling along. Okay, so he's making his way over. Okay, just to stop you there, just stop it here. Now, if at any point in your game, okay, you realise that the enemy have taken the hill before you, here, this little dip here is a fantastic hull down location to get shots at these guys up on here. Some of these little hills and here, this kind of stuff. You're not arty safe, but it can be a good thing to get hull down shots on the hill. So let's carry on. Oh, an A20. Hello, little scouty. Hello. We can deal with you. You are in the wrong place, sunshine. Wrong.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
Yep. That's going to happen most times when you shoot little tanks like that. Yeah, thankfully we set him on fire. It was a bit of a low roll, or an average roll. The average is 320, and 1 tick of fire damage. And Kerspluey, no more A20. So, let's get ourselves up the hill. We're managing nearly 20 kph on the slight gradient up here. Yeah, some wild ass shit going on with the camera angles. He's looking around. Now, here we have hull down lesson 101. For those of you who know what hull down means, if you don't, go watch my M103 video and you'll understand what I'm talking about. Now, look at what we've got up here. A Pershing. Okay, fantastic. Tier 8 medium. Always checking your flanks. Okay, Pershing. We can deal with him. Nice 300 damage shot. Happy days. Check your flank. Check your flank again. No, okay, carry on going up. Not a problem. IS. Straight to the and we get our observation port taken out. Didn't cause any damage to the structure of the vehicle. However, that little nibbly bit there, that little nipply bit where there's things gone in, is actually the observation device. So it knocks out our observation device. Not a massive issue at this stage of the game. The crew will get that back up eventually. Now, what you have to be careful of when this happens, when you're in this kind of position over here, is fire from the flanks here. The guys in the town have perfect shots on you. Okay, as you're coming up this side of the hill, so be careful.
We've cleared the
now, License realises that, Trolley realises that, and he's having a bit of a look-see. Okay, he has a bit of a peak. He doesn't care though because he's going man mode. He needs to tank this hill. Pershing, for me personally, is in the wrong place. You do not want to be duking it out with a tier 7 heavy, all-down beast like a T29 in a Pershing. Okay, but hey-ho, again, enemy gets out of position, exploit it. IS is just getting worked. Yeah, they're just working him. He's popping up, just showing his turret, just enough of his turret, and blatting his shot off and reversing back down again. Thankfully, his team's helping him out as well. There you go, look. Going for his weak point. Look at the middle of the turret. Pershing's going for his weak point. Thankfully, the team has secured the town and given the people in the town something to worry about. The problems you're going to have, guys, on this map is if the town isn't actually being contested and the people in the town are giving it big licks and shooting up at you. Look at all the bounces he's taken from his turret. It's just like, first damaging strike we get, artillery. Yeah, that's going to happen, guys. You get hit by artillery, that's going to happen.
Drive on.
But the tracks are back up.
Enemy armor is
Blind shot to
destroyed.
kill the Pershing. Happy days. Back off. Me personally, I would back off a little bit further and wait for a bit, drop off the radar, but already got a juicy side of a 4502. Why mess around re-aiming and reload, dropping off? Just keep putting the fire down. Very little time throughout this entire replay. Has License not actually been firing his gun. He's up to 3,200 damage already. Now, did you see that? He showed a little bit too much of his hull there, and the 4502 put a shot straight through his hull. Okay, but look at the scars on the turret. Yeah, but as soon as he showed that hull, okay, he takes damage. So he backed off a little bit. Put the effective fire. Artillery's having another go at us. The thing is, guys, look at it like this. While they're shooting at us, they're not shooting at the guys on the flanks or in the town. So, and he's just working this 4502. He's just schooling him in hull down. Probably would have gone in for the track there, but never mind. But lucky bounce from the angling 4502. And again, yeah, the guys realise it might be an idea to angle. Aim for the weak points in the hatch, guys, if they're angled, or for the turret ring. Go on, get it. Never mind, we'll get there. RT tracks him in a bad angle position. See ya! Right, 4,100 damage, 4 kills. Now, me personally, in my opinion, Trolls took that hill on his own. He had some help from the IS. IS wasn't that effective in my personal opinion. You know, he basically took that hill alone. Awesome sterling job. And a little bit of a celebration in chat. Woohoo, 4k damage. Yeah, not a bad effort at all. It's basically that's all she wrote for this game. It's just the Hummel left. But yeah, tanking the hill like an absolute boss. Using the tank's strengths. Its turret. Look at how many hits he's taken. The only penetrating hit from a tank was in the hull. All the rest of the hits that hit him in the turret bounced off. So who's going to get the kill on the Hummel? Place your bets now. Oh, he's over there. Okay. Who's going to get it? A Hummel! The artillery! Happy days. Yep, so there. Perfect display from Troll on how to tank a hill. So let's have a look at some post-game stats of that then. A victory! Fantastic. Yeah. Okay. 65,000 credits, 2,200 experience. Yeah, non-doubled for a premium account. That's pretty good effort. 100% hit ratio. He hit every single shot he fired for 4,235 damage. Basically, these 5 tanks here are all the tanks that he met on the hill, and he killed 4 of them. I personally, I'm going to stand by it, and I say he took that hill alone. Not a bad effort at all. Yeah, 1,500 base experience. Okay, a clear. It was near enough double what anyone else got on his team. Okay, I've done a quick count up. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. I reckon he got more base experience Okay, I'm sure there's going to be a thing in comment of some boring sod that's added it all up, but I think he's actually got more experience than the entire enemy team. Basically, because what came up the hill, tier 8, tier 7, tier 7, tier 7. Or was it tier 8? PK4502. Tier 8, tier 7. Regardless. Yeah, he basically worked that Pershing and that 4502, did most of the damage to them. Alright, which got him the extra experience. Potential damage received, 3,290. Okay, he received enough damage to kill him near enough 3 times over. Alright, near as damn it. Dished out a hell of a lot of damage, hell of a lot of pain. 17 hits, 14 penetrations. The only reason he missed those, bounced those 3 shots, because he was shooting at angled armour. If he'd have probably aimed for the track or maybe the turret or whatever, he probably would have been a little bit better off. But never mind, hey ho, learning curve, innit? Alright, so not a bad effort at all. So there's the second game. Let's on to the third and final game. Alright then. El Haloof. Camp Haloof on encounter. However, we are top tier. This is Mr. J Fuller from the PBDK clan. Okay, and he's in his T29. He's in a 66%er. Okay, so odds are saying, comparing the stats of the different players and the tanks in play, okay, the chances are they should win this game. If you're top tier in a T29, okay, this is where you're going to get your monstrous games. Okay, so I'm just going to fast forward it, because basically he's going to go to the standard issue El Haloof heavy tank camp spot, or the heavy tank dueling area in A2. Okay, standard practice. ELC goes balls deep, does a quick scouting run. Alright, and they make their way to Alpha 2. Okay. Oh, Leopard. Hello, Mr. Leopard. You're in a bad spot there, Mr. Leopard. Oh, effective 5 already. Yeah, little scumbag. Managed to back away quite quickly there. Are we going to get him, do you reckon? Can we get a shot off onto him? Just hang around, just wait for a minute. Now, in this position, guys, you have to be very, very, very careful. You're not getting shot at from this Jagd Panther here. That's why that Leopard's there. Okay, there's already effective fire come from this Jagd Panther. Okay, so you need to be very, very careful when you're waiting for your shots. We've already got bounce there. Unfortunately, we missed the shot, but unfortunately, the little Leopard's tracked, so we managed to get the killing blow. Didn't get back in time. Now that particular positioning of the Leopard will be more of a factor later on, because a dead tank provides you cover. Okay, so let's get ourselves up the hill. Yeah, at a bit of snail pace, so I'll increase the pace. Oh, see an IS. Can we get the shot in on the IS? Yep. 330 damage there, about average. Yeah. Start working them down. Okay, T29. This could be a problem. Went for the turret cheeks and missed. I thought when he first saw this replay that was actually a shot at the ears, but it wasn't. Now this is the problem you're going to have. The reason why I chose this replay, alright, this shows you the problems you're going to have when you're facing a T29. Actually driving one. Yeah, this is a hull down. This is the kind of thing you're going to see if you see a T29 that's hull down. So you need to aim for the triangle bit. That's the ideal position to shoot a T29. Exactly right. Perfect from J Fuller. Unfortunately, the enemy T29 did exactly the same thing. Okay, and shot out the cupola and killed our commander, which is going to cost us 3,000 credits. Okay, to bring him back up again. Always, always, always fix your commander, guys. Okay, because he is vital to the tank. It affects everything about the tank if the commander dies. Unfortunately, unlucky bounce there. One thing I did note about this game, okay, there is no artillery. Okay, the position J Fuller is in is a really bad position if there's artillery in play. If there's artillery in play, I would be where the IS-2 is, personally, to get artillery side. But whether by chance or by skill, okay, he's realised and he's using the wide angle. Alright, the wide angle of this corner to his advantage. Again, fantastic shot into the hatch. The enemy T29 misses, he hits a good 300 damage. Basically reduce this T29 to no health and it makes him back off. Alright, which gives our IS-2 a chance to come around the corner and put some fire down. Yeah, which is all good. This is the kind of duel you're going to get, and this is what I've learnt from later on, getting further on in the game, getting the higher tier tanks. It's not always a race. You know, a lot of the heavy tank battles are attrition battles. But you need to make sure you're causing damage and taking as little as humanly possible in return. Alright? And this is what's happening. Yeah, as soon as he's out of the way, or he's no longer fired his round, he scoots straight back again. Yeah, denying the enemy return shots at him, using the weaknesses of their tank. ISs haven't got fantastic gun depression. Oh, can we get the kill? Yeah, attritional battle. Okay, we've only lost like 300 health, took one hit. But we've caused a hell of a lot of damage. We're up to 1800 damage already. And we're just being patient. We're not concerned about the other flanks, we're not concerned about the cap, we're just concerned about our own little world. Okay, this is one thing I have learned. Do your bit to the best of your ability. That was an unlucky bounce. Tank your corners, tank your area to the best of your ability and react, okay, and do the best you can. You know, somebody once asked me in chat a couple of times in the clan chat, how do I improve my efficiency? Excuse me. Basically, you want to try and do as much damage to the enemy team as you can. Play as big a part as you can in the battle. You know, the efficiency will come. Alright. Straight through the front of the plate. Low roll. But, hey ho, 280 damage. Any damage is good damage. The IS is poke and take a couple of shots. Now, it seems a bit boring so far, to be honest, but the attritional side of things, we are winning this fight. The IS2 is still on full health. Sorry, the IS is still on full health. The IS2 is taking a bit of a beating, but they've took a bigger beating than we have. We're winning this fight. Ooh. Unfortunately, we couldn't get a shot there. We managed to back him up into a corner. Now that was a bit of a... he paid the price for doing that. But, again, attritional. Okay, he's hitting them now. Somebody, okay, has decided to shoot his ears. Okay, no hitboxes. You don't get damage for it. Back in the day, I think it was pre 7.5, you did. Okay, that used to be a hitbox and a weak spot on a T29, but they removed it. Yeah, that ears, those boxes are no longer, these boxes here, are no longer weak points. Okay, but fortunately, our enemy didn't realise that. Cool. So, they're down 3 tanks on the hill, and basically the people on the hill decided they want no more part of this T29 coming over. The Black Panther's retreating. We decide that's a good idea. Yeah, take a shot at the Black Panther. Yeah, I missed. Bouncing like a boss, man. This turret is broken. Brilliant, brilliant turret. At tier 7, the turret, from what she's going to be shooting at, the gold from the front, is pretty much impenetrable. This is the only kind of thing you've got to go up against if they don't hit your weak points. They could just shoot for your gun and knock your gun out, but we can get that back up again. Unfortunately, we've used our repair kit, so our accuracy is going to be diminished, but we can cope with this. Alright, so we've taken the hill. Fantastic. Yeah, pushed all from in front of us. Fantastic showing. Fantastic play. What we're going to do now then? That Black Prince ran off enough? No, there he is. Right, let's get some effective fire down on him. Don't know what happened there. Well, he missed. Don't know how. Bearing in mind his gun's been taken out, so the accuracy's diminished. Now, I do not know under the life of me what the hell this T29 is doing here. You're going the wrong way, bro. Cap's this way. First shot goes in for quite a high roll. Yeah. Let's get the reload done. Now, this is where the accuracy thing comes in. Yeah, it's 0.42 accuracy. Damage gun. Yeah, it's sniping with a damage gun. Not that great, but then again, you know, what do you expect? No, RNG's killing us. RNG's killing us. But we're still going to plug away. No, SU-152 takes him out. Right, so let's go looking for other targets. Oh, SU, hello. Slam a nice 300 damage into you. Let the IS-2 finish you off. Sorry, it wasn't the IS-2 finish him off, it was the T-34-1. Who's sniping from F3. That's a good place to go in a medium tank for sniping, I suppose. Yeah. Anyway. So let's just move down, see if we can finish off the last 2 remaining tanks. Ooh, IS, full health. Om nom 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 nom. Especially on undulating ground like this. SU-152's getting his dirt cannon to work. You can hear the cannonade boom in the background. We're going to be able to get a shot of the IS. Oh, beautiful. And he's just fired as well. Fantastic. Take your time. Take your time. Just realise you're there. Bang! Unfortunately, we only got 160 odd damage on that one, but never mind. A kill's a kill at the end of the day. Now, where's that T20 gone? Now, what would you do as a T20? I know what I'd do. I'd just think, you know what? Screw it. I'm dead anyway.
Penetration.
Leroy
We've lost the
Jenkins.
track.
Yeah. Okay. Not a bad effort. GG. Happy days. So, post-game stats on that one then. Right then, post-game stats. That was Jay Fuller's Mastery Badge game. Yeah, and a cracking effort it was too. That was basically, I wouldn't say a masterclass, but it was a very, very good effort of playing this tank to its strengths. Okay, did miss a few shots and bounced a few, etc., etc., but they absolutely dominated that hill. The guys coming up that hill didn't have a frickin' chance. I can't sing the praises of this tank enough. Okay, so personal score then: Mastery Badge, Steel Wall, Confederate, worth 7,900 experience, but it is on a ×3. Okay, on the special event, earning in 103,000 credits. Yeah, fantastic showing. Again, 1,700 base experience, double of anyone else on his team. Good showing, very, very good showing. Almost 200 damage shy of 5k. Yeah, that's a good effort in a tier 7. Yeah, fired 27 shots, hit 22 times, penetrated 16 times. Received 13 hits for a total of 4,790 potential damage. Oh, sorry, 3,600 potential damage received. Yeah, you're going to get that a lot if you get this thing in a hold down position. And you made 64,000 credits. You know, I'd be happy with that on a premium tank. Yeah, let alone a standard tank. Yeah, so cracking effort. Mastery Badge, Ace Tanker, always worth showing. Alright guys, back to the garage for a bit of a conclusion then. So, to conclude, Globbs' personal opinion. This tank's frickin' awesome. Played in the right way, it's an absolute beast. Play it wrong, it's a tomb. If your playstyle is you like hull down tanks, then you can't go wrong with the American heavy line. You really can't. You have to stomach going through the M3 Lee, which has been considered by a lot of people as one of the worst tanks in the game. You've then got a choice. You can either go M4 or T1 heavy. I would advise going T1 heavy and then M6, but you can go M4 then jumbo if you want to. But the reasons for that are the guns. Yeah, you run a lot of the 90mm, and then you're leading on then to, for me, the best hold down line in the whole thing. Yeah, I've gone through the T29, gone through the T32, sold the T32, basically because I didn't really like it that much. It keeps the same gun as the T29. You just get into higher tier games, so what's the frickin' point? You may as well keep the T29. Ground through to the M103. I'm having an absolute whale of a time on the M103. Alright, and as you can see, I'm very, very close to unlocking this. I can unlock this now, but I don't want to use my free experience. And I also haven't got the credits for it. Watch this space. Globby's going to be grinding his T34 like a boss to get my hands on this absolute animal of a tank. T110E5. Can't wait for those shenanigans. Alright. So, general opinion, absolutely freaking awesome tank. If you enjoy hull down, you won't be let down by the T29. Okay. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that bit of a garage. Bit of a long one, but I thought it was worth it, and it gets 3 replays ticked off. Okay, for those guys that sent me replays, I'm trying my best to get through them. I'll try my best to get through as many as I can. I've got some from myself as well, you know, but it's hard for me to get good games at the moment. I don't know what it is. You guys agree with me, but I've had some fucking shocking teams over the last couple of days. There's been a specials week for Victory's Day or Soldiers Day, around about the Remembrance sort of day, 11th of November and all that kind of good stuff. So they put a special week on, and when special weeks come on in World of Tanks, all the special people come out to play, and I've just had some absolutely shocking teams. Take a flank on my own, similar to what Troll did, and then just have the enemy end up in my cap circle, and I can't do anything about it. But anyway, enough griping. I'm trying my best. Next thing I'm going to do an AT-15 review in the next couple of days. I've got an M103 game, lots of different games from players that have sent stuff in. I've got a Marder 38T game. I might couple that in with a bit of a review on it. That was sent in by Francois, etc., etc. So, hope you enjoyed that, guys. That's enough waffling from me. Usual stuff. If you like it, subscribe. I'm going to start advertising the channel in the forums, as taking advice from people. Spread it around. If you're part of the forums, send a link. Link it in your Facebook and all that kind of good stuff. Try and get more subscribers. I'm nearly up to 200. Yeah, we're getting there, guys. Nearly got 200. So, hope you enjoyed that, guys. Take care of yourselves. Bye now.